Hi, it's Andrea, and welcome to the Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel. This is the channel where we talk about Reiki in an effort to help it go more mainstream so more people can enjoy its wonderful benefits. If you're a practitioner or just Reiki curious, I'm glad that you're here. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Reiki and intention. I received a request some time ago actually from someone watching one of the videos, and she commented asking if I would do a video on Reiki and intention. And honestly, I wasn't quite sure what she meant by that. It wasn't long ago that someone else brought it up, and what they said was they hear a lot of the word intention used in regard to Reiki, but they didn't really learn about that at all in their Reiki training. So they're wanting to know more about intention and Reiki and why that's important. I've taken some time and also looked at my own practice and intention, and so I think I have a few things to talk about in regards to this intention question. The first thing might be a little confusing because when we learn Reiki, we learn that Reiki works all by itself for the highest good of the person we're working with. So really, why do we need intention if Reiki's doing what it knows how to do automatically? Does that mean we're trying to control the Reiki and direct the Reiki? I don't look at it like that at all. For example, when I start a Reiki session, I intend that I take all my personal energy and I set it aside so that it doesn't interfere at all when I'm serving as that bridge between the Reiki energy and the person I'm working with. And so why even have that intention, or what's the power behind that? Well, intention isn't just pretending. Intention is a goal set in motion energetically. And that's important. We're not pretending, we're intending. And I guess an example of that would be an athlete who before, like let's say a golfer, before the golfer makes the swing, he might intend in his mind how he's going to strike the ball. He might be visualizing that, and he'll visualize in his mind where the ball's going to go in the air, how it's going to curve, and where he wants it to land on the green. And over, we've heard athletes say that they do that before they need to perform, and then what happens is they're more apt to have that outcome. So see, they set a goal with their intention, and energy follows the thought. So they're creating an energetic, I want to say pathway, an energetic pathway toward a goal. Of course, there's a lot of other stuff that has to go in there between him intending that to happen and it actually happening. But to have a goal and then to visualize or think about that, it energizes it and it helps the energy support the outcome. So back to my Reiki session, I'm intending to set all my personal energy aside so that I'm the clear Reiki channel for my client. So I have made a goal, and my thought and my visualization that I use is energizing that goal to that outcome. I hope that makes sense. So why is it not pretending? Pretending has to do more with fantasy. So a child might pretend that they're a prince or a princess or something like that, which is, they might read a fairy tale or something and then play dress up and pretend that they're one of those sort of characters. And that's fine, and that's play and all of that. But there's no real specific outcome that that is energizing, that the thought is energizing to that outcome. There's no intention there. It's just play and pretend as though there isn't an outright goal. The child does not intend to be a princess, in tomorrow when they wake up. They're not taking any kind of steps to become the princess when they wake up the next morning. And so, all right, back to Reiki. I also intend in some other key places in my Reiki sessions. Sometimes there are circumstances that prevent us from placing our hands in hand positions on or near the body. And what I mean by that is this. If we're in a medical setting and they're in a hospital, for example, usually we cannot get around the head of their bed. There's equipment there, and it's just not really possible to go back there. We don't want to interfere with any of that. So what I might do at that point is I might stand at the foot of the bed, and I might hold my hands out and intend that I am actually at the head of the bed, and I will visualize my hands in certain places that I want to offer Reiki, but I just physically can't at that moment. So again, I'm having a goal that I'm setting. I am offering Reiki at the crown of their head. I have a goal, and my thought and my visualization is energizing the pathway to manifest that goal. Interestingly enough, what we find is the person receiving the Reiki can feel the Reiki at the crown, for example. And, that has happened over and over and over. And also in my online Reiki training. So in my classes, we will practice, the students will practice with each other on camera, and they're intending to place hands in a certain way or location of the body or whatever it is. And guess what? The receiver is feeling that. So this is, again, intention. Now, are we interfering with the Reiki? I would say no. What we're doing is we're being an active instrument of the Reiki. We're there, we have an intention to set our personal energy aside and be of service. And so when I can't go to the head of the person in my example and I'm at the feet, I'm doing what I can to be that bridge again and allow Reiki to come through in the most powerful and direct way that I can as the channel or as the instrument. I, on the other hand, am not telling the Reiki, you go to the crown, she needs this energy at her crown now, and you're fixing her brain chemistry. I'm not doing any of that. I am, again, just placing myself and my intention where I'm guided that is in the best interest of the client. And it's the Reiki that comes through and does all the magic. Again, I'm just really the instrument. We often do this in self-Reiki practice too. So I can't reach the middle of my back if I wanted to Reiki my back. So what I would do instead is use my intention, and I would place my hands here on my body, and I would intend that they are at my back, just right through my body and on my back. But that's one way that I can overcome the limitation, the physical limitation again, that would hold me back from being able to physically offer Reiki in that location. I'm intending and visualizing that my hands are on my back. And guess what? I can feel it on my back. We're co-creators in our existence here, and our thoughts are things. Our visualizations are energetically charged thoughts, and that's powerful. And I've told you about that kind of thing in other videos that I've made, and we talk about that some in my Reiki classes as well. It is so true. I'll give one other example. And I don't know if this metaphor is going to make a lot of sense, but I'll give it a try. Let's say that I was going to plant a field, of corn or something like that. And so if I was planting my seeds there and I lived in a climate that it didn't rain a lot, I was going to need to water them. I'm going to have to figure out how to best do that for, to offer the water to the seeds so that they can grow and I would have a bountiful harvest. So in my little example, I'm going to say that maybe we have an irrigation canal or a river or something, and we have a levee that I can open. Now, one way to do that would just be open the levee and a flood of water comes in, and it might wash all my seeds away. It would just maybe be chaos there if I just did it that way. Now, instead, I can be a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more intention oriented about how I want to water my crops. And that might be that maybe I dig little trenches next to the rows of my seeds. And then when I open up the levee, the water goes through those trenches and gently waters my seeds, and my seeds don't get washed away. So in a way, I'm still watering the seeds, and I haven't decided, I don't tell the water how it's going to go make the seeds grow. And I'm certainly not going to tell the plant or the seedling how to sprout or the plant how to grow. That isn't my, I'm not going to get in the way of any of that. That's like Reiki, right? That's natural. It knows what to do. I don't have to interfere with that. But it's helpful, me as the farmer, to intend to bring what those seeds need in a way that is most helpful. So as a Reiki practitioner, I set my energy aside to be clear for my client. I use hand placements and intention to be able to offer a complete treatment for my client. And then I leave to the Reiki what it is actually doing, how it is really helping them. I leave that up to the Reiki because that is such a beautiful part of Reiki. It knows exactly what to do to help each and every person uniquely in that moment. And it takes no effort from me at all to have to know anything about that person and what's going on with them. I can stand back and watch the Reiki flow, feel it flow, and it's going to work perfectly every single time. One wonderful reason I love it. A goal set in motion through intention is energetically charged to that outcome. These were my thoughts on intention in Reiki. We don't talk about it that much in Reiki training, but follow your guidance. And if the only thing you intend in a Reiki session is to stand aside and let Reiki work for the highest good of that person, that's a fabulous intention. Intentions play a key role, not only in Reiki and being clear Reiki channels, but also in life. We don't ever really accomplish goals without setting intentions, because we've got to energize the pathway from where we are now to achieving the goal. And the only way to get there is through intention. I hope this video has been helpful. If I raised more questions than I answered, or you thought of new questions about the topic, please write it down below in the description. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I'd love it if you did subscribe so we can grow our community and reach more people. Until next time, I'm Andrea Kennedy, and I wish you the highest Reiki blessings.